So when I say activate and turn on, it's the same thing. Now your muscle turns on similar to a light turning on. The room's dark, you walk up to the light switch, flick the light switch, electricity runs to the light, boom, it comes on, and it happens like so. Well, that's similar to how your muscle is turned on or activated. In this case though, the switch is actually our brain. It switches on that we need to activate that muscle. It sends down an electrical impulse or a neural impulse down through our nervous system to the appropriate muscle. However, if we haven't been activating that muscle, that neural pathway, that connection may be broken or not established. So the first thing we need to do is to establish or make sure that pathway is connected. So we're going to look at two very simple exercises that will help us with the activation of that muscle, getting the neural pathway established, hardwiring that signal so the brain knows exactly which muscle it needs to turn on. And the beauty of these exercises are they're very simple and you can do them at home with minimum supervision. And we're going to go down onto the ground, which is always beneficial. Sitting down and exercising can't get any better. So we're going to get down. Hopefully you can see me still. Yes. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go from straightening our legs to bending up. Our feet should be in line with our hips, our knees resting. Now if you position your hand just on the top, just around the back and on top of where your glutes are, and just feel if you can squeeze until you feel tension in a muscle. And that will be the activation of the glute medius, hopefully. Now all you do is as you move it up and then release it, you should feel the tension generate in that muscle. As you can see, I'm not moving fast. So in the activation, we just want to get the signal transmitting. So it'll just be up, 2, down, 2. So up, 2, release, 2, up, 2, release, 2. Keep on doing that. Now the one thing you should notice is that my hips and my torso are not moving. We want to isolate the movement to just lifting that knee up. So we're basically not really abducting or circumduction of the hip joint. And we're going to do that 15 times. And again, it's just a constant slow pace. Now once we've done our 15, we're going to swap over and we're going to do the other leg. Again, same sort of position, hips standing, very stable, isolating, so we're just training that muscle. So by keeping our hip, even if it's your thumb, to feel that that muscle is actually firing up, turning on. Remember when we activate a muscle and it's delivering a force, it will shorten, so you should feel the tension in the muscle developing. And it's more important to do this action slow and correctly than to start to do it too fast, because it is really an activation drill. Now once we've done 15 of those, we can swing over and do another 15 on that side, then 15 on the other side. So that's just 2 sets, and as you can see, that can only take a couple of minutes. And the beauty of this, there's not much load put on the muscle, as it is only an activation drill. So we can do this every day. And to really establish that neural pathway, it's far more beneficial to do it every day. So to all my physios out there, Alana, Mel and Bella, I did actually listen when you told me to do these exercises. Whether I did them or not, that's another thing. Now the next exercise we're going to do is we're going to straighten that top leg out. Get in a position so you can see, and our hips are going to be rolled forward and slightly forward, and instead of having our feet parallel to the ground, we're going to have our toes turned down so the heel is slightly pointed up. That helps us to maintain that it's the glute med acting rather than having it that way, and we start bringing in the glute max, TFL, other muscles. Remember, we want to target the glute med, but hips, torso, stable, not moving, slow, deliberate motion. Now these 2 exercises are the best. Some may say yes, some say, oh no, there's better. But as I said, the benefit of these is that we can do them relatively unsupervised, and even better, without much equipment. Relax, swap over, and we go and do the other side. So again, it's the straight leg that's the top leg. Hips slightly rolled forward, up, toes pointing down, not 90 degrees down, or perpendicular to the ground unless you're double jointed at the hips. But you want it 30, 40 degrees, something relatively simple. And again, nice control movement. And again, we're feeling for the tension generating in that muscle. And as with the first exercise, just a nice count of 2 up and release for a count of 2. And we're going to do 15 on that side. And we're going to rotate and do 15 again. So the first exercise, the clams, we're going to sit there and do 2 sets of 15 each side, alternating left, right, left, right. Then we're going to extend the leg and do a leg raise with the toes down, 15, left, right, left, right. And for the first week, doing that every day is all you really need to do to help or start this progress of switching on the gluteus medius to help control that knee. Now, the first couple of times you may struggle and may feel if fatigue's fair enough. If it's starting to hurt, that fatigue muscle feeling, rest, start again. Now, if you can only get half a dozen reps out, that's fine. Build up to the 15. If you can do the 15, good. Keep going and just stick to 15. Could you build it up to 20? If you so desire, that's fine. But as long as we're maintaining good action, good control, and we can feel that that muscle's staying activated, 15 should be fine. And doing it every day will help cement or hardwire the neural pathway so the brain always knows how to switch that muscle on.